So hello. Welcome to the next day in the senior seminar. We are going to go over a few things today. Just continuing our discussion about the college essay. So today is day 6. Um, because this is a short week, I'm actually going to be combining day 7 and day 8 tomorrow. So tomorrow is just going to be day 7. But today is day 6, all about the essay part 2. Today's agenda, we're gonna have a quick icebreaker, do 2 truths and a lie activity, and I'm actually gonna ask you to participate in this as well, thinking of your own 2 truths and lies. We're gonna do final questions about the Common App. So if you have any questions, make sure to reach out, make sure to let me know today. And if you don't, you can always send me a message privately. Then we're going to continue working with our college essay pieces. So the biggest thing today is just looking at the essay examples, and I have a few for us today. We're going to be going over. I'm going to give you a chance to read it on your own, and then we're going to come back and just talk about each of those essays. And we should be reading maybe 2 or even 3. And they're going to be from students who I've worked with in the past, and even students who just gave the essays as an example. So to start off, 2 truths and a lie. You probably know how this one works already. One of these statements about me is a lie. Can you figure out which one it is? First is my favorite sneaker is the Jordan 5. 2, I've never broken a bone. Or 3, my favorite dish to cook is chicken fajitas. Can you guess which one is the lie out of these 3? And you can either unmute yourself or you can.
I think the one is a lie.
You think number 1 is a lie? Okay. You think the first one's a lie? Are you positive about that?
Or actually the third one, maybe.
The third one's a lie? Julia, what you got? Still going with the first one?
Still go with the first one.
First one. So unfortunately, you're both incorrect. The lie is I've never broken a bone. I've actually broken multiple bones. I've broken my wrist and I've broken my leg. My leg was when I was way younger, when I was like a baby. My wrist was when I was in 5th grade. I just landed on it wrong. So I have broken bones. So this is the lie. But yes, my favorite sneaker is the Jordan 5. It's probably my favorite model. I know people like 1s, people like 11s. But I just really love the Jordan 5. And then my favorite dish to cook is chicken fajitas. I feel like it's just an easy dish to make, something real simple. And it's just, fun to be able to share, food with people that you care about, especially when you're making it. Next, I'm going to ask Kamaya if she can come up with 2 truths and a lie for us. And then we'll try to figure out which ones those are. And Kamaya, you could just type them in the chat, or you can unmute yourself, either one, whichever makes you feel more comfortable. Yeah, 2 truths and a lie. Well, I'm here. I'm going to set up my screen share for a second. But yeah, Kamaya, please come up with 2 truths and a lie for us to guess. Or if anyone else wants to come up with one, please do so. Because I always like to guess. Because I like puzzles and things like that. So feel free to type in the chat or to unmute yourself. No one wants to share? We'll continue on to the next one. To the next slide. Destiny. You have a dog. Your favorite food is pasta and margarita. Interesting. I don't know if you ever said you had a dog.
Oh, I messed up. I need to write it over. You said 2 truths and a lie. I put 2 lies. Hold on.
Wait, so then here I can figure out which one do you have, which one is your favorite, or which one do you like is the truth. I think the truth is your favorite food is pasta.
No, it's not.
Yeah. Which one's the truth?
I like Chipotle.
Oh, Chipotle. Gotcha. Which
Mhm.
is the truth?
Um, I like reading. That's the truth.
Gotcha. It's all good. Two truths and a lie is a fun one. Julie, your favorite color is blue. You're turning 18 and you love shopping. Now, are these two truths and a lie, or are these
2 truths and a lie.
two truths and a lie? Okay.
Nope,
she got
not
it?
that one.
I was gonna say favorite color is blue.
Yep, I hate blue. Well, not
Yep.
hate, but
It's not your favorite.
nope.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was like blue. I don't know about that one. Hold on. Thank you for joining us. Today we're doing a quick thing called Two Truths and a Lie. We have one thing here. My favorite sneaker is the Jordan 5. I've never broken a bone, and my favorite dish to cook is chicken fajitas. And I will tell you up front, I have broken a bone, just so we can move on to the next one. But yeah, thank you for joining us. This next piece is final questions about the Common App. So I'm going to show again the Common App, what it looks like. I've already logged in and everything. Again, you know how to add schools. You also know how to take off schools. You just click remove, take it off. The biggest thing again is during the summer, like it's okay if you don't have this fully complete, but the more information that you put in here now, the better. So again, you can put your name, your personal information, your current address, and if you're gonna move, you can always come back and click change. Contact details, so like phone numbers, mobile home phones, demographics. So I ask like your ethnicity, your religious affiliation, Hispanic, Latino, stuff like that. Geography, language, citizenship, the rest. Then it goes through your family. So it talks about your parents, who do you live with, education, talks about where you go to school. This one's a little bit tricky. So what you usually do is you click find school. You do by high school name. So for this one, let's say we went to Madison. You put click and then you click continue. That's how you add a school. And then you says date of entry. You put in the date that you started high school, or even started middle school if your school has a middle school. Is this a boarding school? Most likely it's going to be no. Did you or will you graduate? It's going to say yes, and then you just say no change in progression, and then it has other features where it's like grades, current most recent school year. But again, these are pieces that you can always ask me if you need help for. This is testing, so if you eventually take the SATs or ACTs, you can put in the information here. Activities, again, this is a big section, and this one you probably won't have to finish fully until you actually start senior year, just because you don't know which activities you're going to be doing. And then, of course, the main piece of this week is the essay. What's up, Dustin?
So when you put your school, does it give you the option for like the scatter plot thing?
For this, on
Yeah,
Common App. So
yeah.
on Common App, it does not. It's only on Naviance. So the
Oh,
thing
yeah, you
is,
told me that. Oh, okay, I see.
yeah. So with the scattergrams, um, for me, it's not going to work just because some schools don't have as much information for my account, so I can't see them. But for sure, for your Naviance accounts, if you click a school and you click admission, it'll show you right there.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, no problem. And then again, just make sure that you fill in all the information for the Common App. So, are there any questions about the Common App or any final issues? Also, hold on. Have you been able to create a Common App account for yourself? That's okay if you haven't. Just want to make sure that you You do, and I think I did see you started the assignment. And also make sure just to complete the assignments for week one if you haven't done so already. Just want to make sure you're up to date. So again, go back to the drive week one, assignments 1, 2, and 3. What's up, Destiny?
So I was trying to add schools yesterday, but they don't actually have a lot of the schools I want to go to. So what would I do about that?
So, which schools are you trying to apply to?
I applied, like I wanted to apply to mostly HBCUs, but I couldn't find a lot of them, like about maybe like 12 of them. I only got to find like the well-known ones, and that was
Yes.
about it.
So let me see. Common Black College application. So this one is actually, you can do it with specifically for HBCUs. So this one, I'm pretty sure you can create it, but also if you're not able to do that on here, you can also just apply to each school on their university website.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and let me put this link in the chat for you to see. So yeah, if you need to create an account, you can do it here. And I knew that they had that for some schools, but not all of them. But yeah, you can use that. So next, back to here. Since there's no more questions about the Common App, I have some just quick starter questions for us today. And by unmute yourself or typing in the chat, please answer these following questions. And we're going to start off with number 1. So what is your experience writing a personal essay? So an essay that talks about you. What is your experience? Can you type in there?
I'm not really good at writing that much, but when it comes to myself, sometimes I forgot something that I have my personal stuff. So
Okay.
sometimes when I'm writing and when I'm talking, it's not the same.
Okay, I got you. So that's kind of your experience with writing for about yourself.
Mhm.
Have to leave out details, and Destiny, you agree, have to leave out details because you always go over the limit. That's fair. I think for a lot of people, it's both of those experiences where it might be a little bit easier, it might be a little bit harder. And also for you, Julia, there's a lot of people who do write a lot, and like they want to make sure they put in as much details as you can about yourself. And I think that's one of the biggest issues with the Common App because it has that limit of how much you can write. But that's where you can kind of learn to cut down some ideas, make some ideas a little bit smaller, add in a little less detail, while also being pretty concise about it. Now, the next question is, what is the longest essay that you've ever written? And this could be any point in your high school, schooling, career. What is the longest essay you've ever written?
My longest essay, it was my world history.
And how many pages?
It's like 7 paragraphs.
7 paragraphs? Okay. That's not bad. That's not bad. Anybody else? What is the longest essay you have ever written? Talk about it. 2 pages. Again, it can be in middle school, high school, summer programs. It was 5,000, 7,000 words. Don't really remember, maybe 2 pages. Okay, I mean, that's okay. I think one thing I do want you to be aware about is that for some colleges, for some classes that you might be taking, you might be writing a little bit more. So maybe 5 pages, maybe 10,000 words. But again, it just really depends on what you're studying, what your major is. But again, one thing that makes the college essay nice is that it is only 650 words, which is about a page and a half. If you double space it, if you single space it, it's like a page. It's basically a page. So yeah, it's not super crazy, and we'll show you those examples a little bit later. So then we already know how long the college essay has to be. 650 words. I don't remember why I put this question, but how long do you think college essay has to be? 650 words. And then the final question is, what worries you about the college essay? Like, is there anything in particular that you're like worried about when it comes to actually writing it? Again, you can come to yourself or you can type it in chat.
I like to my essay to be like 5 paragraphs, but sometimes it's like longer than any essays.
Yeah, so you're scared you're gonna write too much?
Yes.
Yeah, I completely understand. And that's a valid reason. And that's why I wanted to give some examples today so that you can see kind of the different types of college essays and also like different ways that students have answered, different prompts. Um, Julie is scared that I'll be something important now that I choose a prompt doesn't apply to me. So again, that's why I think brainstorming for each prompt that you're interested in can really help you in like formulating the information that you need to put in. Um, One thing about the college essay is again, it's personal to you and you want to write as much as you can, but at the same time, like you want to make sure that you're not going over the word limit. And one thing that I always recommend is that it's okay to write more because you can always go back and change things. It's very hard to add to an essay if it's like less just because sometimes fresh ideas don't come in. But what I always recommend in terms of creating the college essay is just write as much as you can. If it goes over the word limit, that's okay. You can always go back and just edit it. And then if you also need help with that, you always have me, you always have Swami, you always have Janae. You also have Kamaya. She can also be available if you need to, have her read your essay. But definitely don't worry too much about leaving something important because we'll be able to talk about that process and like your brainstorm process when it comes to writing your essay. Um, Destiny, is there anything that you wanted to add about what worries you about the college essay?
I wrote not being personal enough.
Not being personal, or did I not see that? Oh, I see it now. Yeah, not being personal enough. I think that makes sense. Like it can be hard to write about yourself, and it can be hard to kind of find that gauge of what's personal, what's too much, what's too little, and then what's that middle piece. Um, you just want to make sure that you do it based on how you feel comfortable. So if you want to share a lot, like feel free to do so. If you don't want to share too much, like that's okay as well. The college essay is your piece of writing. You get to write it whatever way that you want, and if you feel like you're not being personal enough, maybe try to be a little bit more vulnerable in terms of like the writing style, in terms of like what details you want to add. Again, like the college essay is something that is an ongoing process. You have plenty of time to work on it, but we just want to introduce it now so that when you go into the school year, it's something that's like on your mind and it's something that you'll be able to continue to develop as you go through senior year. So now, thank you for sharing those questions. Thank you for participating with those comments. Now we're gonna go over some essay examples. And then one thing that I do want to say is we're gonna talk about each one at the end, or we'll talk about each one after we finish reading it. And the three biggest questions is just what stories do they tell you? What did you like about the essays? And then is there anything else that do you think that needed to be added, or is there anything else that you want to comment about it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the senior seminar Google Drive. I'm going to download the link or copy the link. And then what I want you to do, just because it might be a little bit easier just to have you open it on your own, I want you to click this first essay example. And I'm going to stop my screen share just so you can have more space on your phones or on your computers. So click that link and then open up this first college essay example that says activity. this is a student that I worked with about 2 years ago. He let me use his college essay, but I want to make sure everyone has access to it. And I'm gonna give you about 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Let's do it in the middle. Let's say like 7 minutes to just read it. If you're having any trouble accessing it, please let me know. So I'm gonna set a timer. Or I'm gonna set a stopwatch actually. It take about 5 minutes just to read it. Hold on, do you still need access to the example? Or are you able to pull it up? It should be the first one. If you want, get the link for this one. Yeah, hold on. You can just click the link in the second link in the drive in the chat, and then you'll be able to find the essay. About 5 minutes just to read through it, and then we're gonna come back and talk about those questions.
Mister, I have a question.
Yes.
Do I have to take 2 classes at one time?
2 classes at one time? No.
Because my ELA class is 11-2.
Oh, you're signed up for both?
Yes.
Okay, so I have. So let me pause. Let me pause the recording. So was everyone able to finish reading that? How did you feel about this essay? Okay, cool, Destiny. How did you feel about that essay? And it would be easier to just talk. If you unmute yourself. I know typing takes a little.
I think it was good because I think it was very personal, and I like when they talk about the different years in their life. I think that really like draws the reader to like really understand like how hard they worked to get to where they came or where they at now.
Yeah, I remembering like working on this with him, adding that piece of like his personality and making it more personal for him, like really was something that we wanted to work on. Just because before it was more focused just on, him winning this championship and not necessarily about his perspective. So yeah, that's a great point. Julia, anything that you wanted to add about this particular essay that you liked from it or not?
I don't really want to add anything. I just wanted to say that it kind of inspired me to like redo the assignment from yesterday.
Okay, wait, which one? The
Like the one where we're starting to write the little like example essays, I guess.
Yeah, the not the college essay assignment. I mean, yes, and I think that was the goal of having you read these essays, because I think one thing that is hard to express is kind of what a college essay looks like, but instead what we try to do is just show you examples. So that's why, my main thing was just trying to show you all examples of the college essays. So now we're going to do another one and then maybe one more after that. If you can, please click, let me see which one I actually want you to read. We're actually going to click the third one. So if you can, click college essay example, and it should say college essay example identity. And it should be this third one right here. Again, I'm going to stop my screen share so that you can have better access to it. And I'll actually put the link in the chat. Again, take 5 minutes. So just read it. If you need less, once you finish, just type it in the chat. Be like, hey, I'm all set. Yeah, it should be the third one, and the link is in the chat. Yeah. Take some time to read it. And again, this is another student that I work with during the school year. Yeah, use the link and just make sure to read through it. I'm gonna give you about 5 minutes just to go over. Again, you can skim it if you want. I know it's a little bit longer. Try not to edit anything because this is someone's original piece. Then just let me know when you are all finished. I'm gonna continue the recording. Let me share my screen again. So this one I wanted to showcase you because this one is more talking about identity. It talks about how he comes from two different backgrounds and kind of he was in the middle of, you know, not necessarily knowing one side of his identity, but he really took pride in it and he wanted to get connected. And again, it talks about, you know, personal struggles. It talks about, you know, different things that he struggled with, different things that he went through. Was there anything in particular that you liked about this essay?
I think with like adding the questions, like the little assumptions and things like that, like the ignorant questions in the beginning, I think that's like already very like jarring, you know, because I think it really like grabs the reader's attention to like really understand like what's about to come. So that was really good.
Yeah, and I like adding those questions too. I think one thing that can be tricky about adding questions is that sometimes like the reader might not connect with it as much. It might be like, why are they even asking questions here? But I'm glad you pointed out like it did tie in with the full story, so that just kind of made it work that much better. Anybody else have any comments about that? If not, we can move on to this last one. Hold on, did you like it? Did you not? How'd you feel about it? It's okay if you don't have an answer. But yeah, we're gonna move into this last example. And I actually want you to take some time with reading this because this one is very different. This one is one that I just really enjoy. And I'll tell you why after. But this one's very different than what you might necessarily see in a college essay, just because it adds a little bit more description and a little bit more connection in the present moment. So there's the link to this one. Take some time to read this. I'm gonna give you about another 5 minutes. Again, I'll stop my screen share so that you can utilize your full screen. But please open this one. It should be this link right here, and then just take some time to read it. And also for this one, I added the question at the top, just to make sure that, just to ask some follow-up questions about it. So yeah, use the link in the chat. You can read this final one, then we will move on to the next pieces. And if so, we can move on to the next. So the last piece that I did want to go over today is the assignment. So the assignment for today is continue to work on the not college essay assignment. We want to make sure that everyone has enough time to work on it. So I didn't add any new assignments for today, but continue to work on it. Continue to make sure that you have whatever information you need. Continue to edit on those pieces that you need. And also just to make sure that we're going through this correctly, I'm going to go through each assignment just to make sure you know what is due. So yeah, make sure you finish these assignments over here for week 1. Assignment 2, just make sure you add in your username and password along with the questions. Assignment 3, make sure to add in those college list pieces. And as we move forward throughout the summer, just make sure that if you are unable to come to a session, if you are unable to make it to a meeting, if you're unable to join us at all, please let me know beforehand, just so I don't have to mark you as absent without an excuse. We want to make sure that everyone is respecting each other's time, make sure that everyone is connecting in the Google Drive, make sure everyone's connecting in the Zoom links. But yeah, just continue to work on the essay. Yes, Destiny, what's up?
I was wondering if you know the Algebra 2 teacher's email, because I'm not in the Google Classroom yet, and I haven't been able to go to class because I have work. So I want to
Yeah.
just make sure that I can catch up.
I actually do not have the Algebra 2 teacher's email. What you should do is reach out, send Swami an email, and she can get you that info.
All right, thank you.
Yep. But yeah, just make sure that this week you finish your assignments. Tomorrow, I'm actually, like I said, I'm going to combine day 7 and day 8 together, just because I have different pieces of it. And I'm actually going to make one of the assignments optional just because I want to make sure that, again, you have time to finish the work and time to finish with me. Just to give you a quick intro to what we're going to be talking about tomorrow. Again, we're doing all about the essays. And we're actually going to be talking about the assignments that you've completed. So again, make sure you complete your not college essay assignment. And also we're going to talk about doing a college essay prompt. And then we're going to be actually looking at those prompts once again. And then on the day 8 agenda, we're going to do making sure you have chosen your essay prompts. We're going to talk about the college fair final project. Again, just to bring it up, we're going to talk a little bit about time management, and then we're going to do a final wrap up of the meeting. So if you have any questions, if you have any issues, if you have any comments, please reach out to me using my phone number. Please reach out to me using my email. Again, I prefer email. And if you would like to schedule a one-on-one meeting with me, please use the link, the Calendly link, which is either here, or you can also find it in whatever emails that I sent to you. With that, I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day. We're going to be ending today a little bit early.